gotta do something real quick. There.
I thought I.
Hello and welcome everybody. And let's see who we all have in chat here that came in first. First one was Melissa, then Mike Irving, Joy Stewart, scrolling down here, there it is. Joy Stewart, Mike Irvin, Mike's Fishing Home, Chrissy Brown, Valerie Irwin, KY Redneck Outdoors. Let's see. And I believe that's it.
There's Cold Creek catfishing in there too.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Cold Creek. Hello, Cold Creek Catfishing. And tonight we're going to have a brand new lady with a brand new channel. She made her debut on this channel, last week?
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Robin C. on YouTube. I'm 56 years old. I've been married for 32 years. And I currently reside with my husband, his mom, and his mentally delayed brother-in-law. Or his brother, my brother-in-law. We have lived in the city for 28 years. Am so hoping to be out of the city. I'm a country girl in the city life, and I'm not fitting in.
We have Turtle Lady that came in, Joe Buck, Double Hook. So, what got you into fishing? How long have you been fishing?
Fishing? I started fishing when I was a kid. We would go camping all summers long. When we were out of school, we were at the state campground. Sometimes it was camping in a trailer, sometimes it was camping in a tent. But from sunup to sundown, I would be fishing. So my grandfather taught me when I was probably 4. My first real memory of me fishing by myself was about the age of 6.
Oh, wow. So we have Valerie Irwin come in.
Hi, Valerie.
KY Redneck Outdoors.
Hey.
Yeah, he said Cold Creek. We have Turtle Lady, Scott Swift, Double Hook, James Alba, Indiana Chris, Buck Williams. Double Hook, as you see, I have your infamous orange shirt on. I just got it today. Johnny Small Pepper. So what is your favorite species of fish you like fishing for?
Actually, I'm in love with catfishing, and that is new. I started back around the end of August, beginning of September. And I was watching channels first to see what the difference was between regular poles and catfishing poles. And I know it's possible to catch them on regular poles, but I didn't even know where to fish for catfish, even in my area. Had no idea. So I went to different lives, asked tons of questions. Poor Hogleg and KP got most of them because I'm an insomniac. They answered a ton. And then Josh from Carp and Catfish Tips and Tricks and Techniques was another big helper. He set me up with a guy named Presley, who is actually autistic, and he does tiger nuts. So I purchased some tiger nuts from him, and he sent them out. So it was, and then I got my catfishing poles. I got Whisker Seekers and my Ancient Mariner, and I got just the yellow, the Cool Cats. I think they're the Mud Cats from Bass and Pro.
Yeah.
Just went online and ordered those off the Amazon. And then I have an antique or vintage Montego rod and reel that was my grandfather's. And when he passed, he was living here with us. And he told me all his fishing stuff was mine. So I actually have that. And I've yet to catch a fish on it because I just fixed his reel and then I re-spooled it, which was a new technique for me because my other ones were really easy. I didn't just started in the last month doing a bait caster. I had the open face,
Spinning reel.
spinning reel. Yes. Thank you. Word spinning left my mind.
We have let's see who else just came in. Scott Stewart, Fort Lauderdale Flash came in. Jeremy Tournament Cats. Everybody's in here saying hi to Robin.
Hi, y'all.
So if anybody in chat has any questions for Robin, feel free to ask. If I can get someone in chat to post her link, that'd be great. Are you on your tablet to where you can type something in chat?
Yep.
Would you please? So they can click on your my mods can click on your name and go to your channel and get the link.
There it is.
If my mods will click on Robin C's name, it'll take you to her channel. You can get her link and post it and share it out. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's help her grow.
Yesterday was my first day of putting any content on my channel. Still, it wasn't an edited video, but it was still fun because the dogs had me laughing.
Yeah, 50 subs right now. We're going to see if we can get you close to 100.
Yay!
Hey, Depu Rob. So, what were you fishing? What were you fishing for before you tried catfishing?
Oh, it was panfish. It was just a small state lake, built handmade or man-made lake. And when we first started going there, you could ski on it. There were motorboats, all that. Well, last year when we went to the same area, it's so overgrown. You can barely get a canoe down pathways. And so they've really changed through the course of the years, decades. It's really changed a lot. There's nothing motorized in there now. Trolling motor, you're lucky you can use. But it's kind of neat because in one end of it is where people live. So their houses back up to the actual lake. But it's almost a cove. And then there was a little channel that you could go down. And it was sketchy when we were kids. But I still made it through last year. And it's this huge, deep, deep lake. And it has no weeds on the top. The edges are cut perfectly. It's like, wow, you're in another world just by going 20 feet back.
So do you prefer bank fishing or boat?
Boat.
Why?
I can get into better lakes with a boat. Deeper waters with a boat. The only time I really like land fishing is when I'm camping at the family's property. We have a 5-acre farm pond. And I catch huge panfish, huge. over a pound. And that's left and right. It's like a nonstop. I think I caught 75 fish in 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were they bluegills? Were they crappie?
They're mostly bluegills, sunfish. There was a couple poppy seeds even in there.
Wow.
So we thinned them out so that the bass population would come back. At the time, my in-laws had built a house in the front part of the acreage because it's 60 acres. And they built a small pond behind their house, and it was a group home. So
Okay.
I would stock the group home pond for the boys. And I call them boys. They were all older than me. They were, seniors in a group home, but they all had disabilities.
Right.
So I took them down to the pond, taught them all how to fish, and hooked them up with some fish actually in the pond because, of course, when it was first built, there was nothing in there.
Right.
And I think I put 350 fish in there in a weekend, just from the other lake, the other pond. So
That you were catching and releasing in there?
yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, the kids loved it.
Florida Flash says, sounds awesome. What species do you target of fish? What species of fish do you target?
I like panfish. Although I now considering walleye's coming in really strong in the Lake Erie. And I think next year when I have my kayak, I'll be out fishing with my kayak out on Lake Erie in the small channels, not out where the big waves of whitewater. No, not doing that. I can swim. I swim well, but I don't want to drown either. I'm smart in my swimming techniques.
Melissa says, you go, girl.
Melissa and I, when I see her near CatCon, because I'm supposed to be picking up KP, and then KP and I are going to drive down and see Melissa and Holly Leg. Melissa and I are going to have a competition. If she loses, she goes river floating with me to fish along rivers down there. And she said, not in Gator Lake.
What's your challenge?
We haven't discussed quite to the T yet whether it's the biggest fish or the most fish.
So that's going to be live on your channel or what channel?
Probably Hog Leg. And that's not until April of next year. So that's down the line.
Okay. We got Eric B that came in, Susquehanna Stan.
Hi, Eric. Hi, Stan.
Missouri Outlaw Randy. Buck Williams. I think I said his name once. 922 Crappie Barbecue. So you go around helping stock the Boy Scout ponds. How long have you been doing that?
Well, it started back when I was a senior in high school. I was a gymnastics coach for the special ed team in the school district I grew up in. So they had a small pond there that they have the kids fishing in. So they asked me to go, because they knew I loved fishing, so I was volunteered for it, to go to a near lake to bring some fish in for them. And then that's how it got started. They got me my first bucket and aerator, and I went and caught, 30, 40 fish within a couple hours and tossed them in. Now, they didn't have to be legal size because it was all on campus.
Right.
But, because it was at Central Michigan, and the one pond had just been established where the kids were fishing and they were having canoeing and such with the kids. So, and a lot of these kids never, ever had the ability to do this. All the food sources and fishing, it was from the grocery store. It's not something that they learned from family members.
All right. Indiana Chris says, so now that you're catfish, what is your personal best catfish so far?
My personal best is 5.76 pounds, and it was a channel. And then I caught 2 dink flatheads. And that was off of a stream of or channel of Lake Erie.
We all start somewhere.
That's right. Hey, I had a 0 PB before.
Yeah.
So
We have Tony Harrison come in. We have Jason Lamb come in. Up in the air, Aaron come in.
hey, Aaron.
So, have you ever done a tournament before?
Yeah,
mine?
yours. Nope.
I said before mine.
Nope. You were the first.
Have you ever been live on YouTube before?
Yes. I was interviewed at QuailCon, which is a convention for people who raise quail. And I do. My dogs eat quail and rabbit, so I raise both, even though I'm in the city. Some of those least noisiest
Yeah.
things that you can have in the city without, animal control being notified.
Mm-hmm.
Although animal control now knows that I am doing it.
But you have some Karens in your neighborhood that's probably called animal control over it.
Absolutely. Those and my dogs. They call them Dusty too. So
Yeah, where is he, the infamous Dusty?
the Dusty man is actually outside going potty. I fed them right before I came in here because I knew if my husband fed them while I was in here, you guys would hear barking. And as you now know, you don't hear any barking because they've been fed and now they're going through their rotations.
Oh, okay. So when are you going to swap out the puppy for Dusty?
Oh, Dusty will come in here and probably play with the puppy pretty quickly. Dusty doesn't like to be away from mom much, and neither does the puppy.
Okay. So what's the puppy's name?
This is Dalton. Come here, Dalton. Come here, my boy. Oh. He is an 8-week-old Great Dane. Come on. Stay hi to the camera. Yeah.
He's camera shy.
He is. And Dusty is my lawnmower buddy. He'll ride on the front of a 0 turn. When I was working prior to my in-laws moving in, I worked just at a little office, and I would take care of the yard because I wanted to be outdoors.
Oh, cool.
So I'd get on the 0 turn, and Dusty would ride in between my feet. And of course, the police officers in the area patrolled. So they would come and they would, sit there and watch Dusty on the front of the 0 turn. And I'm like, if anybody calls and complains, I did not make Dusty do this. He is off leash. He jumped up here on his own.
What did
And
Doc say?
he started laughing. He goes, I took pictures. I think it's the funniest thing. I'm going back to show everybody at the office. So, I mean, Dusty's well trained. He'll place on a fire hydrant. He'll go up to it. He climbs up it. They like if dogs jump on it, but Dusty's lazy. He'll climb up it. He also climbs fences.
That's
Yeah.
a smart dog.
He is. He does. He's been in parades. He's just a really cool dog. When I got him after my back surgery.
Oh, okay.
So, which I was told I'd be in a wheelchair. 10 months later, I was walking. So, yeah. So Dusty was my role model to get me going. And so he is my forever heart dog.
Buck Williams says you should do a video showing us the quail and rabbits.
I sure will. I have about 60 babies in the brooder right now. in about
922 called Dalton Marmaduke.
he really looks like a tiger. What do you have,
Yeah,
mister?
he has
The brindle?
the brindle striping on him.
Yeah.
JD in the house. Everybody says he's cute.
He is. He's very unique. I've not seen a brindle quite like him before. See,
I've never seen a brindle like that one before.
me either.
Fox Sandy in the house.
Hi, Sandy. How's your knee? And as a matter of fact, I raise silver fox rabbits in Giant Flemish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, what kind of gear have you come up with that you are using for catfishing now?
I have my Sniper Signet rod pods. I have a set of alarms that go on them, and I don't remember the name. I'm getting my newest Triple City Spooks.
Hold on a minute.
Just came in the mail.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to put you on full screen.
Okay.
There you
Here's
go.
Triple City Spooks. These are the smaller ones, and then these are the larger ones. Here, I'll show you them this way. So these just came in right after Avid's tournament that I was in for the Itty Bitty.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, oh, I have to try those out. Mainly, my line is from Whisker Seekers. I use the 30-pound.
Is that
And then, what's that?
Is that the orange line?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good line.
And then I did buy a 20-pound line that I wanted to put on the Montego, the vintage Montego.
Nice.
Oops, hang on a second. I got to get my brother-in-law. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You sit. Sit. Sit here. Say hi.
Hello.
Okay. It's you. Can you do it to a split screen so he can see you?
Okay, give me a second.
Okay. See? We're talking to him. You can't be so loud. Okay? Shh. Yeah, Dalton. Okay. Go ahead. Say bye.
Bye.
Let me get the door here. Can you let Dusty in when he's done eating and done potting? Thank you. You stole my spot, Dalton. Yeah, see the window screen? That's
Yeah.
Dustin's doing.
Dustin does that?
Yeah, well, when someone comes up to the front porch, he doesn't know.
Or does he get that excited?
He gets that protective of me.
Oh, okay.
So I never ever, if I'm going to be afraid going somewhere, if I bring Dusty, I have no reason to be afraid. Now, Dusty has never bitten anyone. But would he? He could. So could
Right.
Dalton.
Double Hook says, Robin, glad you did not stay in the wheelchair. Trust me, it's awful.
Oh, I fought to get out of that wheelchair. 10 months.
Sandy says, my knee is healing slowly. Got a long road ahead of me. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Sandy, I hear ya. I wish you the best. My prayers that you get healthy and you stay healthy. Always listen to your body.
J Dog says, Robin switched to Berkeley big game 30-pound It's a way better line, but I like the 30-pound Whisker Seeker because it's thinner and stronger.
He likes what brand?
Berkeley Big Game.
Berkeley Big Game. Hey, I'm not opposed to trying new things. Because I'm new, that makes it that much better because then, I listen to other people. I hear what they say. I may try it out and I may not like it. And then I know.
We got FD Fisherman that came in, Chucky Morgan.
Hey, Chucky FD.
Stephen Corley came in, Whisker Dreams.
Hey, Whisker Dreams. Good job fishing today.
Double Hook was fishing this morning and he got a mess of crappie.
Nice. Crappie's some good eating.
On live, but most of them were, I think, from 11 to 13, 14 inches.
Nice. Those are good sized crappies.
Yeah. They're good crappies, but I tell you what, I have not had luck catching crappie this year. So, do you use J hooks or use circle hooks? What?
Mainly circle hooks. I got some Samo, those ones, the Japanese sounding ones. They're out in my car because I was going to go fishing this afternoon and it didn't pan out. So I have my gearbox out in the car, but I do have J hooks from a lot of the stuff that I had previously, because I've been pike fishing. Funny story. I was 7 months pregnant with my first child. Tom and I were within our 2-year anniversary of getting married. And my brother called me up and said, "Hey, let's go fishing." And I said, "Okay, let's go fishing." Well, it was about 8:00 at night. So I knew we were doing a night fish. Well, Tom was out. He didn't know. So I left him a note, "Gone fishing. We'll call you when I'm back at my brother's house." So about 3 a.m, we get back in and he's like, "Don't tell me you were fishing." I'm like, "Okay, I won't tell you, but I just got off Lake St. Clair and I'm on my way home." And he's like, "Who goes night fishing?" And I'm like, "Harold and I." And he's like, "That's crazy. I almost had the state police looking for you." I'm like, "Oh my God." So my brother got on the phone and says, "She'll call me when she gets home, right?" And he goes, "Oh, she is with you." And I'm like, "What? Don't you trust me?" He goes, "I just didn't know where you were." So that's always a big thing now that we tease one another. You know how they say the females always remember things from a long time ago?
Yeah.
We've been married 28 years. 28 years. Knowing each other 32, and he still pulls that up.
LG Bass came in the house. Whisker Dreams.
No, it's been 32 years. Wow. I'm having to do the math in my head.
Teresa came in.
Hey, Tom. Hi, Teresa. Angelina, I didn't say hi to you. Well, hello, everyone, because I don't want to leave anyone out. All you guys are great because I love watching lives and seeing everybody in chat, seeing everybody fish. So it's a good release for me.
How was your first debut in a tournament?
It was a lot of fun. I thought I'd be a lot more nervous, but because it was itty bitty, it meant the small ones were okay. So in that, if I caught one and it was small, I wouldn't be judged in a negative way. So that made that tournament the best tournament I could have ever started with.
Turtle Lady says you're doing fantastic, Robin.
Aw, thanks.
Walk us through that tournament from your from when you first came on to the end,
Okay.
what were you going through? What were your feelings? What were your thoughts of it?
Well, there was so much excitement in the house in the morning. The dogs could feel it. They were going nuts. They were trying to do everything they could to show off because of the high energy they felt from me. And so to get them kenneled before I left, because I don't leave them out with my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law home, even if my son's here. I just, with the pit bull breed, I want them safe as I want my in-laws safe. So I don't want them running out the front door, anything like that. Now, they don't when I'm home, but I can't control it if I'm not home. So there was high energy. I was up early, 5 a.m., and I had everything loaded up in my wagon in the back of the minivan. And I'm like, I've worked all week looking at these spots. This is a good spot for itty bitties. Well, what I didn't know is that there was a huge track meet with 10 to 15 schools doing cross country and a track meet. So my bridge that I was going to cast off of and sit back, relax, have my cooler right there, get some drinks. It was full of spectators.
So can I say you forgot to read the newspaper?
Well, I don't read the news. I don't read the newspaper. Any information I get is usually hearsay, and if I'm interested in it, then I'll look it up. I have too much stress with those guys out there.
Right.
That, I don't need any more.
No, I'm saying because normally sports sections will give you a heads up of what's going to be coming up this weekend or something.
Right. Yeah, no, and I didn't get that. I don't even look at the school newspaper anymore since my kids are out.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm dumber and dumbest, I guess, because I don't know what is going out outside of my little circle. So I was amazed when I pulled up to this big park that normally has 2-3 cars in it, and people were parked on the sides of the roads.
Ooh. I bet your jaw about hit the floorboard.
Yeah, it's still that the same reaction that I just had. Yeah, that's how I was. So I'm like, we got to find somewhere else I can fish and close by. We got to get there. I got to be on. And my husband's like, oh no. Because then we found out my son's car was broke down. So my husband was going to have to take my vehicle. My vehicle wouldn't be with me, which I'm used to. So I could have easily plugged into my vehicle with my phone.
Right.
And done a real fast charge and would have been okay. No, I didn't even have a vehicle. I was parked there, and I didn't even have a phone because my battery went out. So I couldn't even call my husband, which was like 10 minutes down the road, to say, hey, I need your phone, which I asked a guy bicycling by, do you have a phone I can borrow? No, I don't speak up like that normally. But dang it, this tournament, I wanted to be there. If I caught a fish, I wanted it on film. Anyway, he let me use his phone. I called Tom. Tom came over, brought me his phone. Well, his phone didn't have the Samsung internet that we needed.
Right.
So that's why I couldn't stay connected. I could watch the live, but I couldn't stay connected. It was a disaster.
We got Poncho and Jody came in.
Hey, Poncho and Jody, my girlfriend. My girly girl.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. So even though the wind was blowing greater than any wind that I've been in down in Lake, Erie, and my tripod fell over twice, I was still smiling. I was still laughing. I was still having fun. Even with all the stress of the phone going dead, it was all okay. And you know why that was? Is because I feel the fishing community, the catfishing community, has pulled me in and welcomed me with open arms as family from day one.
Well, your family.
And I feel it. And so there was nothing that could have gone bad because anytime you can wet a line is a good day.
Well,
That is my stress reliever.
you were that was your first debut. That is Double Hook's first debut. That is
Mm-hmm.
Tanya's first debut on the front side of the camera.
Right.
And all
There
three of
was a
you
lot.
were the first time on in the tournament. And I'm like, okay. I was not trying to plan it that way, but it worked that way.
But you know what? You opened up the door for everyone to feel comfortable to be in front of the camera.
Uh-huh.
And that's the key to get more people involved in the tournaments and more people wanting to be involved.
That's why
You
I
know,
do
I
the
already have a
outside.
trip planned to meet people that I met in the catfish community.
That's why I do these out of the box catfish tournaments.
Right.
Because there's enough of these catfish tournaments where they're catching these big fish and all this other stuff. But what about the smaller catfish, like the dinks, the 2 pound channel cats, the baby blues, baby flatheads, the bullheads?
Right.
They're all catfish.
Right. I won't get a blue up here, but unless I grow it in my pond. Which Melissa has a picture of the koi that I caught from my pond. So, because I didn't have a picture of a fish, even with me fishing all these years, I was never in front of a camera when I fished. When I was fishing, I was fishing.
What got you into the mood to catch a koi?
Oh, it was in my backyard pond, and I needed a fish because I was going to be. His name was James. No, Urban Guide Service.
Yeah.
James was his name. We were going to do a battle, and Hogleg was going to have it on. Well, Hogleg kept after us saying he needed a picture for a thumbnail. I'm like, well, I don't have a picture. So I'm like, well, I have a carp in my backyard or a family of the carp. So I went and netted one. Now, it was the smallest one in my pond.
Oh, you netted him. I thought you hooked him.
No, I didn't want to harm him. So I just netted them. We can hand feed these guys. So
Right.
I probably could have just gone and got them. But Dasher, my golden retriever, had just been swimming and trying to fish. So they were spooked.
Okay.
So
what was your weirdest fishing moment that you've ever had?
my strangest moment was I was probably 8. And I was hooked onto a big fish in this campground. I was standing there by myself. Don't even know what kind of fish it was. Well, then all of a sudden it let go, it released. So as a kid, you throw a little temper tantrum and you're reeling it in. And well, I slung it back while the hook went up into my chin.
Ow.
And it was past the barb. Back then, they didn't have urgent cares.
No.
We were camping.
You took care of it yourself.
I did. And I had some Band-Aids in my tackle box because I had my own tackle box too. So I just stuck a Band-Aid there. And it was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 days later. And my mother's like, what happened to your chin? And I'm like, oh, I just cut it the other day. She's like, okay, well, taking a shower, coming back, it had started bleeding again. Well, what it had done, it had opened up because
Right.
the barb had pulled the meat out. I didn't care. I was fishing. I was 8. So never again. And let me tell you, when anybody came into the emergency room when I worked at, and there was a fish hook in, I was one of the first ones that they would holler over and say, Robin, come take care of this one, triage it. You know what to do. And that was before I became the charge nurse. So, yeah.
Well, so That was your weirdest. What was the funniest?
Funniest when I reeled in a bicycle from the Detroit River.
You did
And
what?
I reeled in a bicycle from the Detroit River, and attached to it was a fishing pole. So I'm reeling this thing in, and it's going, I have to tighten up the drag. And everybody's around me thinking I got this huge muskie, got this maybe a pike, because I'm 2 blocks off of a fishing pier, but the current is so bad. Well, no, I pulled up 10 speed, and it had, I don't even know what kind of rod it was. It was really gross, but everybody was laughing because they were thinking this huge monster fish was going to be coming in, and it ended up being like 40 pounds of junk metal. And it's like, dang it. But yeah, it was fun.
Turtle Lady says, laughing out loud, good catch.
Yeah.
That's what I just said, good catch.
Well, I cleaned out the river system in that one particular area.
How much junk did you pull out that day?
Not much, because then the kids' tournament started. I had gotten there early so I could dip my lines in before the madhouse of the kids' tournament.
Oh, so
and the kids were fishing in the kids' tournament, and my son caught this less than 2-inch goby, and he won the smallest fish, and he got a fishing pole as a prize. And then my youngest son, he caught a double, so he was entered in a drawing for a bike, and his friend won the bike, and he didn't care because he already had a bike, but it was great that his friend got it. So just fishing in itself, and I'm not kidding you when I say as long as I have a line in the water, I'm like totally relaxed. There's not a care in the world.
So does your husband fish?
No, but he'll take me around on the canoe and stuff when we're at the property. And I've been known to just take a blow up air mattress and straddle it and just take my reel and the worms and go out, or lure in my rod and go out and just have fun. And I'll be gone 5, 6, 7 hours. And I come in and he's like, okay, we got to start dinner. And I'm like, okay, let me whip it up real quick because I want to do some night fishing.
What's his reply?
I figured. So when I asked him, because next weekend we're in the couples tournament.
Right.
And I asked him, I said, will you go fishing with me? I'd like to enter a tournament that's for couples. He goes, I don't even have a fishing license. And I said, that's okay. You don't even have a fishing pole, but we have plenty downstairs, so we'll hook you up.
Yeah, but he has to go get a fishing license at Walmart.
We'll just order it online.
Okay. Order it online, print it out.
Yeah, well, I don't even print it out. I just keep it on my phone.
Okay.
So that if I'm ever asked, I just pull it up. As long as I have my, my driver's license on me, then, they won't say anything. Although, unlike other anglers I've seen that have had plenty of confrontation with the DNR, I'm not. Other than they yelled at me the one night I was leaving the park because I was 10 minutes late. Well, I had caught a dink and it was down in its gullet. I had to do a minor surgery in order to get him safely back into the water because I wasn't taking a dink.
No.
And I didn't want it bleeding to death. And I just took my time and I got him back in the water. And he goes, the park closed 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, I reeled in a fish and it was gutted. I took the hook way deep down and I got it out and I put it back. And now I had to walk to the car. And he could see I was gimping. By this time, my knee was killing me and my back and everything else. And so, I was just like, man, you got up on the wrong side of the bed today, buddy. But you know what? You ain't getting me because I have fished all night long. And I was in a good mood. So I just got in the car and waved to him. I said, I sure hope you have a good night, sir.
Salt in the wound, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, do you ever take one of the puppies fishing with you?
Dasher has gone with me. You haven't met Dasher. Dasher's the golden retriever, and he's my wild child until I need him to steady me. And this is when I found out I needed a larger dog that was higher up. Because when Dasher was helping me and I was at QuailCon, it had rained all day Saturday. And we were by the quail barn, and my foot slid out to the side, and my knee went right into a square 6x6 post.
Ow.
Yeah. Well, I have artificial knees. Normally that wouldn't hurt as bad. Well, what I didn't know at the time is I actually had fractured my kneecap.
That ain't good.
Took me 3 weeks to go in and see my doctor. Because, I just don't like that aspect of medical care. I'll take care of a person all day long, but not when it's for me.
Right.
So I went in and he's like, oh boy. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of hurts all the time. And he's like, well, I can see. Hey, T, is that Dasher? Let me see if he'll let Dasher. Tommy, was that Dash that just came in? You want to let him in here? Or is he wet from the pond? Never mind. You can let Dusty in here after he potties. Okay, let him in here when you're done. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Oh, Dusty came to the door.
We have Fluff and Stuff came in.
Hi,
Solo
Fluff and
Texas
Stuff.
Ranger. Solo Texas Adventures, I mean.
Hey, Ricky, the itty bitty kitty champion.
I see you had to slow down on that one.
Oh, I did.
We have Steve Ransom come in.
Hi, Steve.
And Lloydie's Just Fishing UK.
Lloydies, my
So,
buddy.
If you have any questions for Robin, please feel free to ask him in chat, and I'll try to catch him and get him out to her.
I've been trying to catch him on my side here, but I feel like I'm ignoring the panel if I'm looking over at the
Oh, you're fine.
chat.
I'm watching you in chat, so. I'm watching you in chat, so I'm doing them both. Yeah, I went and made an upside down peach cake today, and after I poured the batter in, I put blueberries in there.
Yum.
I had half a pint of blueberries in there. When I got almost done cooking, I put the other half of blueberries on top.
That sounds delicious. Anything with blueberries, though, is good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm spoiled. When we go to the property, it's usually around the peak season for blueberries, and there's so many blueberry farms you can go and pick, or you can have them pick, and you just go to the front and pick up boxes and boxes. I think last year I picked up 50 pounds of blueberries.
Well, we have about 16 blueberry bushes here.
Nice.
Nice. And
that I will have a blueberry crop.
And when they come into ripeness, I have to fight with the birds.
Yeah. And there's so many times it sounds like guns are going off, but it's this cannon that goes off to scare the birds away from the blueberries, because there's blueberry patches all around the 60 acres.
Right.
So, I mean, we could go right up to the front of the road and get blueberries.
Solo wants to know, does Robin like picking on Jody? I'm innocent.
He doesn't have an innocent bone in his body. him, Missy,
Solo
and
is
I.
magnificent.
What's that?
Between Solo and JBT, I don't know which one's the worst.
Solo is secretively
Come on, spill the beans.
I want to be, this is my politically correct thing. He is one of those undercover.
Troublemakers.
Yes, that's a better word than I was going to say. And he does it well. And he gets it so other people will pick on the person so he can just sit back and laugh. And he's good at it. He's very good at it, Ricky.
I'm natural. Like when I go to Johnny Smallpepper's lab, I give him grief and he just loses his mind half the time. Turtle Lady, if you were here, I would share some with you.
I know, Turtle Lady. Doesn't that sound so good?
Yeah, well, she got to see the picture of it before it's sliced into it.
Incoming. Hold on. I don't want to pounce on the baby. I'm going to move the baby closer. Door should be open.
Dusty!
Yeah.
Come on, Dusty! Dusty! Come on, baby.
You just ate. You don't eat the puppies. Come on.
Dusty! Come on,
Dusty, place. Place. Come on.
Dusty!
Take pups food out.
Come on, Dusty! Dusty!
Dusty, place. Come on, place. Oh, yeah.
He's looking for me, isn't he?
Yeah, he almost killed the phone. Come on, Dusty.
Squirrel, how are you doing? Christy Brown.
Hi, Christy.
So where's Dusty?
He's right here. We pick him up. Or get the stool right out there. His leg is bothering him. His knee. Come on, Dust Bust. Come on. Come on. Oh, boy. Come here. Dust. Call him, Avid.
Dusty! Hey, Dusty! Dusty! Come on, baby!
Oh, food. Oh, it's the puppies interested in you. You lost, Avid. You lost your touch.
No,
Oh, here it goes.
he's into the puppy.
Yep.
He's into the puppy. If that puppy wasn't there, I'd have him all over the floor.
Oh, you would.
Hey, at least I know how I can get him to stop eating.
Yeah. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Dusty! 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 Ribbit! Ribbit! Ribbit!
Juicy
Ribbit.
Froggy. Oh, stop. We're on live TV. Stop that.
That frog ain't gonna do any good. I bet you did, Turtle Lady. So, out of all the puppies, which would be your favorite?
Dusty. He's actually tattooed on my back of my left shoulder. Dusty is my favorite. He is the one that motivated me to get around. He's my lifesaver. Dottie also is right up there.
Dottie?
Yes.
How
You
many
haven't met
puppies-
Dottie.
How many puppies do you have?
4. 5 with Dalton. Dottie was my service dog before Dasher. Dottie saved me when the polar vortex was in town, and I went out in the back and fell to a snowbank.
Mm-hmm.
I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and I had her alarm with me because she's off leash trained.
Right.
So I just had pressed her button on the remote, and she came out the doggy door and got me up, got me in. I fell down the front steps, and she helped me up. One of the dogs, I think it was Dasher, took out my knee when he was in training, and I was down in the backyard. And when I'm down on the ground, unless I have something to brace me, I can't get up between the right-sided weakness and my bad knees.
Right.
So it's a necessary thing in order for me to go out and feel safe going out without falling. Or if I do fall, having a way out of the situation. So, Dottie, when I was swimming off of Belle Isle, which is a city park in Detroit, I had taken her with a couple rescue dogs down to swim. Well, she sat on the shore, and I took the dogs into the water, and I got swept away, and the other two dogs went in. Well, she came out after me and swam me back to shore because the current was pulling me out more and more towards the
Right.
boating lane. And she didn't like that. She didn't like that I was getting too far away from her. And my girlfriend was freaking out on that edge of the sand going, I don't know what to do. And it's like, hang on to those leashes, let Dottie's go, let her come to me. And she swam right out. Now, she doesn't normally like water. She wasn't in the water with the other two dogs. But because I was in need, she came out. She pulled me back. So she's been a great, great service dog. She just, as she got older, like 6 years old, even though she was fixed, something changed in her. She got really moody. I couldn't trust her around other dogs after that point. And so because I don't want to have to worry about having a pit bull as a service dog and then them not getting along in the environment I may be in, I retired her, and Dasher came. Oh, quiet. Quiet.
Dusty. Dusty.
You're going to get the whole house in the uproar, Dusty.
We have Guerrero Bagray that came in. So
yes, Cindy and Chris, I have heard of Luna Pier. As a matter of fact, I used to work down by Bolas Harbor in Monroe, and I would be just north of Luna Pier. They have some great fishing spots. Quiet. But they also have had, and I don't know if this is out there in YouTube land yet or not, but they have, you will go to your crate, young man. Hey, Dusty, come here. Hey.
Well, Adriana Chris said, I gotta find it again.
Used to live there, did she? That's a nice area. Tommy, you quiet now. Call Dusty.
Dusty,
Dusty.
He's being too loud.
come on. Come on.
Sorry about that, guys.
Dusty.
Hello, 8 Marins TV. Hello, Emily.
So anyways, I did a lot of dog rescuing prior to my in-laws coming in to the picture. I even had a live trap for the feral dogs or the lost dogs that were so on the flight part of the fight and flight.
Right.
That even if they did see their owners, they were not in the mindset to realize they were their owners.
Right.
So I would do the live trap, and most of the time it was in the city of Detroit. And so I slept on many, many side streets in the city of Detroit overnight while trapping.
Yeah, you leave your traps alone.
Yeah, I had to make sure that they didn't get stolen. As a matter of fact,
Stolen, broken, damaged.
Well, it was so they didn't get sold for scrap because
Right.
the live trap was very costly and very heavy. And I did catch a fox one time. I returned several dogs to their owners that had run away, and after they were vetted, where the owners met me at the vets, and we went through that process. Then we went to whatever city they were in, and they got licensed, and then the owners got to take them home. So that was the process for them to get their dogs back. And the state pretty much liked those rules because that meant the dogs were licensed then. And then if they ever got out, they could find the owners.
Right. Indiana Chris says, ever heard of Thomas Hearns?
What's Thomas's last name?
Hearns.
Isn't he the boxer?
I believe so.
Hi, Emily.
Someone says, I love pit bulls. I had 5. I trained them all. They're very loyal and obedient dogs.
Very, very, very loyal.
Roy says, Robin, you're wise. Chris says, my fiance's ex used to spar with Tommy the Hitman
Hearns. Yeah, isn't that Hearns Fist downtown in downtown Detroit? Outside of Hart Plaza? I'll have to look. They have where it's a fist, and the fist is hanging there, and it's only the fist. And on top, it goes around and it holds up the fist. And then they have one of Joe Louis that is outside the governmental building, which I've done a lot of protesting for animal rights in the state of Michigan because animals are considered property and not living human things. It's like, so.
Hello, Ashley Brady.
Hi, Ashley. There's a new name.
Which one's that?
Missourio Outlaw.
Oh, that's Randy.
Hi, Randy.
So, do you ever, are you allowed in your state to fish for live bait to use for catfish bait?
If you use live bait, you have to get it from the same body of water. So, like, I couldn't go to the local pond over here, get bait, and then go down to Lake Erie and fish. I would have to fish some of Lake Erie waters. It doesn't have to be that exact outlet or inlet for Lake Erie, but it would have to be connected in the same body, and you'd have to be able to prove it. And how do you prove it?
Don't know. How do you prove it?
I don't know. I mean, other than having the bait rod right there and saying, well, I caught it right here.
Right.
So,
my truck has bait rods and everything in it, so they don't know if I caught bait there or not. So
exactly. And that's what I mean. You could get into a real pickle with the DNR by it's the way that the wording of the laws are written.
Right.
That you could get into a hot box of wax really quick.
Let's see, with the way my truck's set up, I have my bait rods, I have live wells, I have aerators, I have coolers, I have cast nets, I have my catfish rods. So they don't know if I caught it there or not because they catch bait toward the live well in clean water that ain't in that body of water. So they don't know if I caught it there or not until, hey, here's a bait rod, check the lips of the fish.
Well, I guess it would be, if you have a live well and you're keeping them in the live well and then they get stressed and they can see, a stress fish over a fresh fish. But if I'm just down the road and I go from one bank spot to another, how are they going to know?
They don't.
And what if I cross the street from the ditch on the one side of the road and then go to the park. How are they going to know?
It's
So
hard.
it is. So I really have to be careful with that. And a lot of times, because I raise quail, I may not use chicken, but quail is the new chicken. So I use a lot of quail. So whether it's the gizzards, the liver, the lung, I've had a mix mash of that, and then I froze it. And, you put it into a nylon type thing, knee high.
I love eating quail liver. That's good.
I don't like liver. I don't like the consistency. So my dogs get the majority of that. But since I started catfishing, when I do harvest the quail for us, all that stuff's going in the freezer and it's going to be used as bait. It's like, yes, free bait even.
Turtle Lady says, much respect for you for helping the animals, Robin. I'm a big time animal lover.
Oh, me too. We actually saved a dog from being euthanized. It was a 1.5-year fight. And even Dottie was going to the city councils because the mayor was the one pushing for the dog to be euthanized. And the only thing the dog did is hop a fence. And why did he hop the fence? Was it maybe to help the Chihuahua that was killed? Because the Chihuahua was disemboweled. And that's so typical of coyotes to do.
Right. The coyotes are naturally disemboweling an animal while they're still alive.
Where a pit bull, if you ever watch dogs fight,
yeah, they go for the throat.
They go for the neck. They don't go for the belly. So
right.
For 1.5 years, we fought for this dog named Boomer. And Boomer's owner didn't get his dog back, but Boomer went to a nice new home just because then it would be that neighbor conflict. And that's
right.
not what the city wanted. And the old owner was friends with the new owner. So he could always go back and see his dog whenever he wanted. But this dog went from being on death row to being, now he goes camping and goes to all these outings. He is at, they own a doggy daycare.
Right.
So he's at the doggy daycare with the owners every day, and then he gets to go home. So he gets to play with all these dogs and then go home. And the dog does not have a mean bone in his body. It was out of spite because they lost their Chihuahua, but their Great Dane was hiding underneath the back deck.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, come on. If anything, Boomer hopped that fence to help save the Chihuahua. He didn't have any blood on him, but he chased the coyote off. That's my thinking. Well, and that's what I'm sticking with because
Pit bulls' natural habitat is to go for the throat, not the belly.
Yep. Exactly. And we stated that in court over and over and over and over again. I went to court cases that were 1.5 hours from home. So anyways, I am a voice for the voiceless. So that's why I say you pick on my family, you pick on my dogs. This mellow little chick here, not little, but not mellow either,
I'm not
turns into a huge mama bear that will protect.
Well, I'm not going to. You open in the doorway and be a smart button. I'm not going to.
Oh, do it. Come on. I'm egging you on now. Come on. Bring it.
Asking Robin, what is your preferred reel style, most used knots, rig setups, poles, and do you have any available to show?
I don't have any available to show because all my fishing gear is out in my car because I was going to go fishing this afternoon. But I like the polymer knot. I like the knotless knot. And I like the Carolina rigs. And then I have now started to where with the spooks that I'm getting, I'm going to have the weight on the bottom and the hook up higher so that it can float more, because I'm thinking that in the area that I'll be fishing next, because it's a new area I'll be fishing next, I found some, they're called hot ponds, which is still in Lake Erie. It's just by the water or the electric plant or gas plant. GTE is gas. Yes. So, no, it's Edison. Anyway, there's hot ponds. I just found out about them. I'm going to be going there. They have actual docks that you can fish off into the area. Real good parking. And I can't wait to get my kayak and then go there, because it's really deep in Lake Erie right there.
Good night,
But-
Indiana Chris. You have a good night. Take care.
Good night, Indiana Chris. Thanks for stopping in.
Turtle Lady says exactly. I'm the same way, Robin. Melissa says, Robin, you did an awesome job.
Aw, thanks.
You see how I just kindly shifted that to a different topic instead of.
Yeah, that was smooth.
I'm good at that.
You are. Get us back into the fishing instead of the, animal stuff.
Hey, there's an infamous catfish and crappie. Mark, how are you doing?
Hey, Mark.
If you have any questions for Robin C., she's new here on the Catfish Community Family. And Danny Stone.
Hi, Danny, my brother.
If you have questions for Robin, please feel free to share them out. And if I can get my mods to share her links, please do so. Let's get her growing. Catfishing Fresno, CVA, welcome.
Good night, Paula Smith. Thanks for coming in.
Good night, Paula Smith. No, she is a queen of big cats.
Paula Smith is?
Yes. If you ever go watch her channel,
Okay.
you see a little lady hauling in some big blues.
I can't wait.
If you ever want to get a thrill of inspired by a woman that catches big cats, I'd say she's maybe 5'8", 5'9", maybe 5'10", bringing in big cats.
You know who else does big cats? That's a female.
Yeah, Pontoon Jody. She brings it.
Yes.
She's a flathead queen.
She is. And not only does she just reel them in, but she does the whole get up from getting the boat into the water, getting to where she's fishing.
She launches her
Nutting
own
it.
boat. She boats her own boat. She don't have no one help her do that. So she does it all herself.
She does, and does a very good job of it.
Yes, she does. And I'd like to get more of the catfishing women up here to where they can shine their lights out in the catfishing community as well.
I'd like the next time that I'm on your show to be able to show all these beautiful catfish pictures that I've had because of what I pulled in and released.
Hello, Missy Kennedy. No, you said you prefer boat fishing.
Mhm.
Do you have a boat?
I have a rowboat. Well, it's a 17-foot aluminum boat that you could row. I just don't have it legalized yet. Or again, it's been several years since it's been in the water.
Okay.
I have trolling motors down in my basement just because where I go, I wouldn't need a big motor. And I don't know that if I would be able to start a big motor by myself without a quick start on it.
Paula Smith says she does it all too. So
Paula Smith, I am going to look you up and I'm going to go and watch some of your videos. Because there's nothing more than the enrichment of a female going out there and doing what has been a man's at least from when I was growing up, it was really odd for a female to be fishing. So I was an oddball even from a kid. So to see other females like Jody and now Paula and even Turtle Lady, you know, with her noodling snappers. Wow.
I sent you the link to Paula Smith,
Thank you.
so you don't have to look it up.
Perfect.
Hello, Diane. Welcome in. So, what is your plans for your channel?
Basically, it's going to be Dalton's journey and my fishing journey since I'm new to this catfishing. So it's going to involve both. Dalton's journey is going to be from him being a puppy, and with my mindset of him being my next service dog because of the height and the mobility,
Right.
to where I can go out, and then if I want to go bank fishing, I can bring him with me and know that I can get there safely. If I'm going out on a boat, if I take my 17-foot aluminum boat, then by golly, he'd be able to fit in there and be comfortable.
Okay.
Now, who would love it more would be Dasher, being a golden retriever, and just him in the water, just he loves it. And I could get him a wet mat. He could lay on that in the bottom of the boat. I could put an umbrella over him, whatever, to keep him cool.
Right.
And I could just fish away. With me wanting a kayak, because that's something I could load and unload myself easily enough. Dasher could then be my boat dog. And then if I needed help up, he would be there enough to brace me. Now, Dalton would be better at the mobility part of it, but as long as I'm standing, I'm okay.
All right, Mike. Have a great night. Enjoy your night with your wife.
Good night, Mike. So yeah, that's my goal is for Dalton's journey and my journey of catfishing. And now I do train my own dogs too, so that's part of the process of me being able to go fishing.
Yeah, and Telly Lee's from Hooks and Hammocks smashed a 69.8-pound blue cat this weekend on Hooks and Hammocks.
Yeah, and then they got the largest fish in the couples tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It was Freddie and Nina had the smallest fish for a while. They had the most fish for a while, and then they were beat out by I forget, but another couple beat them out. So they lost the smallest, but they're in the second place for the second largest or the second most caught or something, Freddie and Nina. But that was a fun tournament to watch. Just like I love watching all the battles too. And when you have your battles, like I might have fished in your one battle on Saturday, but I came back on Sunday to watch. And it was just as fun to watch the others fishing and getting those itty bitties.
I'm working on an itty bitty kitty tournament for the ladies, and I only got 2 people entered, and I need at least 16 for 2 days. 8 a day. So, and I put a poll out, and there was 50% that said yes, but when I asked them to put their names down, I'm like, only 2 people signed up.
Yeah, I didn't see that poll, so I don't know why I wasn't.
It was on my community tab. It should have went out
Oh,
to
see,
everybody.
that's the thing. I haven't gotten into the community tab pages of people yet.
Oh, if you're subscribed to me, it should show up on your page.
It didn't.
So
maybe that's why you're not getting the response that you thought you would. So maybe do a short. I don't know. What do you do in that case?
Again. That's why I mentioned it now, because if any ladies want to get into it, you can go over to my tab and look for the post I made, and
All right,
you put your
I'll do
name
that.
down on it.
Yeah, because I'm all about that. You know that, and I'm probably not one of the two because I didn't know to go to your community page. I'm so new to this whole thing.
Well,
that-
one of these days I'm going to get you and Double Hook and Rustic in private chat somewhere and walk you through YouTube and everything and let you know what you see and all that.
That would be great. Do a Zoom meeting.
A Zoom meeting?
Yeah.
I can do a group chat on Messenger.
Oh, yep, you can do that too.
With I can either do that on Messenger or I can do it on YouTube too if I wanted to. But I'd have to set up different rigs to do it with.
Right.
I'm still working that one out, so.
Yeah, and any editing tips?
I don't edit.
See me either.
I do not edit. It's straightforward. What you see is what you get.
Right. Now, that doesn't mean I can't hit up my sons and go, hey, how do I do this? But this is my thing. You know, I don't want to have to reach out for help. I do that in the fishing community already, you know, and
That's what we're here for.
that's what's so nice is because there has not been one person who has been nasty, mean, rude, nothing. It's always been very helpful, very supportive. And in today's world, this is shocking because you go outside your door, you go to the grocery store, people run you over with the cart before they say hello to you lately. And then you come into YouTube, into the fishing community, and it's happy people. They don't even have to be happy. They could be going through a hard time in their life, yet because you reached out, they'll take your hand and they'll guide you. They'll give you that support. And that's just amazing.
We have the Brian B that just walked in.
Hi, Brandy.
Ashley Brady says she's rotten, but in a good way. She's just a bratty troublemaker. I know her next response if she writes it down in chat what it's going to be. But how are you? Are you getting comfortable now with being live on YouTube now?
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever think you'll do live fishing?
Probably once I get, situated to where I know that I could get StreamYard up or YouTube once I get, where I can do lives. Then yeah, I would do lives.
I will get you, Turtle Lady, Double Hook, Rustic, and us together and get going. Joy says, if you ever use artificial baits, what's your go-to?
I like my Guggen worms, and I have some Guggen, the lizards that I really like. Those are the new ones. I use a lot of the spinning baits, and then I have used some topwater frogs, but not for catfishing. Those were all for previous. That was in my tackle box.
Runners?
What's that?
You talking about the blade runners, the spinner baits?
Is that the one that have like it's a triangle without the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a willow leaf with a jig on the bottom with
Yep.
a hook on it. Yeah,
Yep.
those are spinner baits.
Yeah, I like those. And then I like, I'm thinking of using some of my quail feathers to tie some feather rigs together with
the
some,
jigs.
some jigs. Just so that if I do go crappie or when I'm pan fishing, if I don't want to go to the local store and get worms, that I can, just throw those out.
Why don't you message Double Hook
I've watched some of his.
and have him see about him sending you some, what it's going to cost him to send you a set of jigs or something that you can use to go crappie fishing with.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I'll have to hit him up. David, I watched him make them, and it's like he's so good, because of the color combos that he does.
Right.
And the tying, and that's some delicate work.
Yeah, last Friday I was on live with him while he's tying jigs. I was prepping veggies and stuff for chicken and dumpling soup.
Nice.
He was tying jigs and I was slicing veggies.
Yeah, he tied like 60 jigs one day.
Uh-huh.
Just to catch him up to his orders that he knew of. And I was like, dang, you go, guy. I really don't have the patience to sit around much. This is the most I've sat around. Even when I'm fishing, I don't know when I was live with you, if you noticed, I was up reeling because of the wind and the current there. All these weeds were getting blown because they had dredged the area before that spot. So all the loose stuff was coming over and tangling into the line, not necessarily the hook, but into the line. And then I couldn't tell if it was bouncing because of a fish or because of the weight of the added seaweed and grass.
Everybody in chat, can we get Robin 5 more subs? Please, let's try to get her at least up to 60, but time this live ends.
Oh, wow. That would be cool. Thanks, guys.
Go ahead, keep talking.
So basically the channel's going to be, Dalton will be going fishing with me as a puppy. I can't leave him home and I can't leave him crated for any length of time because when I go fishing, I may not come back for 8 hours. So he'll have to go with me. So tomorrow when I'm out front, I'll be casting just a weight in the front just to get him used to it as I walk him around. I take him out front first off because I don't have to worry about him getting into the other dog's poop. I don't want to know if he's a poop eater yet. I just want to get him used to, just going potty outside.
Right.
So the dogs go out back, he goes out front. And so I'll be casting my fishing pole just to have him hear the sounds of it, hear the clicking, hear the rattle. I may even put a spook on just to have him hear that as I'm walking with it.
Well,
just to get him used.
You got those catfish rattles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll put one of those spooks on and put that on there so he can hear it. And I don't want him to chase it, but I don't want him to run away from it either. So that's part of the journey of kind of my two worlds coming together. And that's what basically it's my adventures, whether it's with the dogs or with the fishing, which fishing is top of my line because that is my salvation. It's where I'm closer to God during that time. I do a lot of soul searching. And during the quiet moments, I am out with nature. So it's just a happy zone. Like I said, wet lines make a happy me.
Right. Now, another one in the catfishing community you can always reach out to if you want help is Danny Stone.
Danny Stone, my brother, he's very helpful.
Yeah, you can get him on Messenger if you want, and he's always a good man to help you out. So, hey, Danny, I know you're in chat and you're probably listening. Let's help her get up to 100 subs. Let's help her get up to 100 subs, and if she has any questions about fishing or anything, let's help her get there. Robin said they shared you out.
Thank
217.
you. 217, thank you so much. And Danny, thank you. Thank you to all. I mean, Amanda Brewer and Possum, they're great people. Hogleg, KP. I mean, Avid, I can't tell you how much you opened up the tournament world for me, because now I'm gung ho. I want to keep going. I want to keep finding my spots, finding where I can catch fish, and then entering these contests to do what I can and show that, hey, I'm patient enough. Hey, I'm good enough. Hey, I'll catch them when they come.
Now you got to open yourself up to find new fishing spots.
Yep.
New spots to go to, and good honey holes where you can catch some decent sized channel cats, decent sized flatheads. And in the process of that, you're going to find out when you find those spots that you find in flatheads and channels, that you have a better chance of catching your bigger PVs.
Right. And that's what I am. I'm getting my feet wet. And I don't mind doing the legwork to get there.
And a lot of times, some people say you can use Google Earth to search lakes and rivers around you. That when you find a lake, you can research the lake through the IDN or your state fisheries guidelines and see what's in there. By clicking on it, it'll come up a web page, and if you click on fishing, it'll give you the species of fish that's in that lake.
Yeah, I did that already. That's how I found the hot spots. The hot ponds, I guess, is what they're called.
Right.
Down by the plant.
Melissa says, Robin, I'm still picturing us tubing down the river and fishing.
Oh, it's going to be fun, Melissa. It's going to happen.
I can't wait to see Melissa on screen doing a 1v1 with Robin.
It's going to be fun, Melissa. Who knows? Hogleg and KP may be tubing with us, too.
Hey, I would love to host that one. That would be awesome to host that. Chucky Morgan, welcome in. I've never seen Melissa on panel. On any panel.
No, I've not seen her host.
I've seen Hogleg host. I've seen KP host. I've never seen Melissa host.
I've seen Curtis host.
I've seen Curtis host, but I've not seen Melissa. She's been the ghost.
She's been in the background. Now she's going to be on it. She's going to be in it, floating down the river.
I want to see her out fishing on the live screen in front of the camera.
She actually was in the boat.
Yeah, she was in the boat once with Hogleg, but she always tried to make it a phantom walking up to the camera.
Yeah, she's peaked. But yeah, she's not in front of the camera. Mm-mm.
No, she tries to be like Casper, but not as good as Casper.
Right.
I can't think of that word, but trying to be coy about that one. So I hope say what?
I was laughing at Turtle Lady's comment of, yeah, she will peak. I've seen her peak.
Yeah, she tends to remind me of that neighbor on Tooltown that always peeked his eyeballs up over the fence with that nose sticking over.
Oh, yes. What was his name?
Hey, Possum Outdoors.
Hey, Possum.
No, I'm Casper, Valerie. No one can beat Casper, Bigfoot, and me.
There's Missy Kennedy. Oh my gosh.
Missy, if I ever get enough people for this itty bitty kitty catfish, that will be a showdown for the ladies.
It will be.
It's all ladies only.
Yeah, we should make it where Joey's are ladies too.
I was going to say no joys allowed.
Okay. I'm
No.
good with that too.
Because if I did no joys allowed, I'd want to see what you ladies are capable of. But I will let you ladies have a joey.
No, you don't have to let us have a Joey. You don't. Mm-mm. We are more than capable of pulling in our own fish. Just because I might take a 15-pounder and just reel it up and bank it as I walk backwards.
Missy says, I'm game and I can handle that.
Melissa's like, tell him, Robin.
Hey, you're the one that said joeys. I'm like, no, I'm going to take
We can handle it.
the equation. I like
The turtle lady.
no joeys allowed for sure. Well, we don't need them. She likes that idea.
I'm game.
Okay.
So between Ashley and Missy and Turtle Lady and Tanya and Melissa and Jody, myself, that's
All
7 right there. Now, how many of those were the 2
I will do this
that
one
responded?
I've got one tournament set up. I'm setting up for someone, so I'll do this one for the ladies showdown slot tournament between 2 pounds and 20 pounds. All catfish count. It's a numbers game.
Like it. I like it. And Joyce is ready for it.
A slot tournament for catfish. Channel cats, blues, flatheads, all over 2 pounds to 20 pounds. Numbers game.
I like it.
Now, I'll put a post up on my community tab after I'm done here.
Okay.
And all you ladies want to get into that catfish slot tournament for ladies, let me know.
I think it'll be fun. Maybe we can get people that haven't fished normally and are usually the women on the watching the men fish in there.
She can nail blue cats. Turtle ladies are like, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
And since you lady says no joeys, that's gonna be the number 1 rule. No joeys allowed.
Solo says I might know of a good place for that. Yeah, but we don't need the little dinks. They got to be above 2. Not 0.2 or 0.02, Ricky.
This from 2 pounds to 20 pounds. We're not talking about a dinks tournament. This is a slot tournament
That's right.
for all the women in catfishing.
That would be fun. Now, when are you thinking about doing this?
It depends on how many women I can get, set it up, and when I can get it set up. So who knows?
All right. Next weekend, I'm in a couples tournament, so I
I know
can't do
that.
next Sunday.
It won't be next Sunday.
Okay, good.
I'll take off that weekend so I can be here and watch the tournament. Turtle
Well, I want
lady,
you to watch it, but I hate for you to have to miss out on work.
boy, I got PTO.
Oh, well, woohoo! I forget about that stuff, man.
Turtle Lady, this will be boat and bank. So if you fish from the bank, you can fish it. If you fish from the boat, you can fish it.
Valerie, dust off that reel and rod. Come on.
I don't think Valerie would get in front of a camera to go fishing.
I bet you she would. With all of us ladies, I bet you she would. Hey, Ricky, what happens about Team Robin?
He threw you under the bus.
Wow, talk about being left out in the cold. Shoot, dang.
Hey, he didn't even waste the time giving you a boot.
Dang.
You see how quick he just tossed you aside?
I'm telling you. Well, it's probably because I threw shoes at him last night, too.
Well, he is the itty bitty kitty champion.
Notice you hesitated there, too.
Yeah, 'cause I almost said the wrong word. Yeah, that was one time, Melissa.
Yeah, what's the rod limit?
3 rod limit.
Like it.
And I will be making the rules, and these rules will be going for the Channel Cat rules and the Itty Bitty Kitty rules.
Was that Dottie?
Huh?
Her husband came to the door. G-Man?
Hey, Possum, how you doing?
Hey, Possum. Possum was on a Columbine last night doing or cotton picker.
That's a combine.
Yeah, combine. Not Columbine. That's a flower.
Columbine's also a school.
Yeah, that's true.
I will be putting the baits in the rules too, Miss Kennedy.
Melissa, I'm getting us into some fun. Let's reach out. Be adventurous. We can do it.
It's fun for all the women in catfishing. It's time where they can step up and shine
That's right.
and have fun.
And if I have to be the one that gets everybody motivated to do it, let's do it.
Do it.
Yeah, come on. See, Turtle Lady's all in.
Oh, Turtle Lady loves competition. She loves these contests.
See, even Joy says it'll be fun. She's going to be in it, aren't you, Joy?
Joy was in the itty bitty with Scott.
Nice. I remember that.
So basically, you're going to need a fish scale to weigh your fish to make sure they're over 2 pounds.
Yep, I have that.
Under 20 pounds.
I went from no catfish equipment at all to having a scale, having rod pot holders, having alarms, having nice reels, nice rods. My next rod's going to be an Uncle Lou.
I have an Uncle Lou.
No way.
Yep.
Have you caught anything on it yet?
Yep.
What size?
I've caught anywhere from, I caught 77 channel cats.
Wow.
The biggest one was 28.9 pounds.
Now, is that on an Uncle Lou?
Yep. Uncle
What reel
Lou
did
with
you?
a homemade Carolina rig with catfish rattle on it with a sinker slag.
Nice.
30-pound braid. And 5 nights after that, I hooked into a 33-pound flathead.
Wow. Just wow.
From the first time I got it till now, it's been producing cats every time I turn around.
See, and Christy Brown will get in on this. So your Uncle Lou rod, you caught the 33-pounder on the Uncle Lou?
Uh-huh.
Is that the medium heavy? What did you go with?
It's medium heavy,
Okay. Which color?
orange, and it lights up overnight. You hit it with a white light or something or a blue light, that thing will light up.
Not a black light?
You can hit it with a black light that light up too, but it lights up with all lights.
Nice.
Robin,
Oh, good job, Tom.
yeah, he caught that one on Laura the Explorer's channel when she's live fishing at the dock. You can catch that on her channel and see that one, which is another lady angler. And that was a beast. Keith DOC, hello. Now, that Uncle Lou rod is giving my 12-foot heavy action rods a run for the money.
Now, what is the length of your Uncle Lou rod?
7 foot. One piece.
I like the one pieces.
But
It's
I tell
hard
you
for
what,
traveling when you don't have the rod holder. But I'm thinking of making my own rod holder for on top of my van because I
right?
have a minivan. So if I put it on top of that and have one of the, just make it out of PVC and just put in like one of the cap that screws on at the end to be able to pull them out, and then I wouldn't have to worry about them having to break down. I'd be able to put them right over the top of my vehicle, my van.
See, I got that Uncle Lou's rod paired with a pin reel.
A pinreel.
Yeah, a Pin Pierce 6000 reel with 30-pound braid on it.
Now, see, I've not heard of the pin reels.
It's an expensive reel. That's an expensive reel.
But see, I still have my Zebco 33 from when I was a kid, so I take care of my equipment. Hey, Keith. Actually, it's Doc. I always call him Doc.
Turtle Lady, this time you got to set up your own camera and not let Stan touch it.
Yeah.
You don't Stan. If Stan drives a boat, he can't touch none of the gear. All he does is touch the boat, the steering column. Hey, turning guns.
Oh my gosh, I remember that night, Angelina, the fish grippers for the teeth of the catfish, the teeth bed.
Actually,
It wasn't in the end where you get the mouth. It was behind it where you crunched down. He scrunched her fingers between the two handles, not the two mouths.
they seen that.
Ow. Ouch. Just ouch.
No, Stan, that ain't a bad idea. She can load and unload the boat. I'm sure she can. That made me hurt.
Yeah, and you know what? She's like, "Oh, that's my finger." And he goes, "I don't have your finger." And she was, "Yes, you have my finger." And it wasn't until after they've already weighed the fish and the fish is now in the water that she's like, "Look at what you did to my finger." And he's like, "How did I do that? I didn't have it. I couldn't have done that." And she's like, "It wasn't." And she showed, and I was like, "Oh my God, that hurts." Oh.
Hey, Possum Outdoors.
I met Aaron on another live. He was with Backwoods Mindset. And Aaron they were doing a charity event. And since then, he's always been really, really just a nice guy.
I've been using pin reels since '66 when I got turned on to them by my father and my grandfather. They got me into gave me pin reels, and I started using them, and I haven't quit yet.
I'll have to
No.
look to see what those are because I've not heard of those.
Yeah, just Google pin, PENNREEL,
Okay, I
and
will.
they cost a good $150, $200, $300, $500. They get expensive.
Yeah, well, the Ancient Mariner reel wasn't like horrible, but it wasn't cheap either. You know, with
No.
the 6,000.
I got 3 pin reels right now. One's a bait cast and 2 are spinning. And
I do have a tendency to like my spinning reels better because I just am not comfortable with the bait casters with the amount of fishing I've done since I've gotten them. But the most comfortable bait caster I have so far is the Ancient Mariner.
right. But a lot of people have their Abu Garcias, their Mariner reels and stuff like that. I've tried a couple other different reels off Amazon, and I didn't like them.
Now, what made it that you didn't like it?
One on a with the spinning reels, you got that neck comes down, and when you go to crank on them, the net twists. Or with the bait caster, you go to cast it, and that little
Guide?
guide just rattles when the line's going through it. Or
Oh,
when you
yeah.
go to reel in with it, that guide just lays over sideways and jams up the reel.
Huh.
So I just
Hmm.
no. I went back to the reels I know and love.
Now, when I was younger, I bought some cheaper Abu Garcias that I still have that I used as my bait catchers. And they still work great. I like them.
But it's great. It's fun. It's a blast.
I just like testing out the different stuff that I've come across so far just from talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
That it's everybody has their favorite. You know, Lance, the Hawaiian fisherman, he has the guard dog. Other people have no alarms. They just do tight lines and watch for takedowns.
Awesome.
Others.
Let's give Robin 5 more subs so she sticks to 60. I'll be right back, Robin. I'll let you take care of chat. I got to step away for a second.
Thank you for sharing out. Melissa and Turd Lady are posting my channel link. Danny Stone, Brian B., I was waiting on you to throw that out there. Good job, Brian B. You get you're part of the Ancient Mariner family where you get to get the discount. So with Brian B., you get a 10%. You know, Aaron, I've had an ugly stick before. I actually broke my ugly stick. I caught a tree, and the tree won. Doc, it is so good to have you in here. You have let's see, Turning Guns. I have a ruby set shake from the 60s. Cool piece, but trout size. That's vintage there. Now, is that something that you had from previously, or did you just obtain that? Turning guns. Brian B., what do you like fishing with? Now that you have your post up there for your Inkship Mariner.
I think Brian B has some Uncle Lou rods he fishes with too.
Yeah, you guys and your Uncle Lou's. I'm just not lucky enough. Although, my only video Uncle Lou did watch. And he made a comment on it, and I answered him back. So I have to see if he answered me back.
A lot of people in the catfishing community has Uncle Lou rods. Hello,
Turning guns. No, I'm not asking your age. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant you could have said it's been in my family. You know? So if it's something that you've had from the get-go.
Ain't you? Wow. Brian B's getting codes for 10% off.
I know. Go, Brian B.
That's a professional link. Oh yeah, that's right. Brian B don't isn't Brian, yeah, Brian B's a mod. So I
Yes.
don't know it didn't come out as a link.
Look at Brian B. Let's see. I just got these in the mail.
Where did you get them from?
Triple City Anglers.
Oh wow.
See?
Now don't forget if you go and use Pontoon Jody's discount, you get 20% off.
That's what I did when I ordered these. And it went to HasLife. His thing came up when I was making the payment.
Right.
See, Brian B? I support everybody. Everybody I can.
Thank you, Melissa.
Nice, Keith.
I don't got no Triple City stickers.
Well, he got them from CatCon.
Oh yeah, no matter the code, you all appreciate it. Yeah.
How much of 80 pounds will they hold, Brian? And you're waiting on my Trip City Spooks. Oh, he's waiting on his Trip City Spooks.
I don't have to worry
Cosmo,
about
I have to tell you, these spooks, they're really cool.
I got spooks from a company that don't make them anymore.
Does that mean that it's been a long time, or that they just tried them out and didn't like them?
He quit making them. That's Uncle Lou spooks.
He went into the rods.
Yeah, he's in the rods and everything else. So I got a couple of his spooks that I'm going to be holding on to.
Oh, I would. Don't ever let those go.
So it says, everybody but me, Robin. You throw the shoes at me. Hey, wait till I get Robin a hammer. She'll throw the hammer at you. Oh, wait.
Dustin and Taz autographed hats. You got Kayak Fishing's autograph? Kayak Catfishing?
Well, I can always send Robin some really pointed cowboy boots.
And what? Well, I wear all kinds of shoes.
Yeah, but wait till you kick someone with a pointed cowboy boot.
Does it have the steel plate over the top of it?
It has a still pointed tip.
Woohoo!
And I tell you what, it hurts.
Does it?
It will hurt someone like it'll leave a burning, nagging, bruising, painful spot where you kick them.
Nice.
And no matter if it's man or woman, if you kick them in a certain spot, they'll drop like a rock every time.
I hate to tell you, I was in karate for a while too. I competed on the state of Michigan's team when we went international. We went over to Wales and competed.
See, I have three pairs of Justins. One has stainless steel tips on it.
Nice.
I wear them out for fancy occasions and stuff like that. Then they got the jet black ones with treads on them.
Doc, I'm sorry I missed CatCon this year. I was going to go, and then my knee screwed up over at the Labor Day weekend, and then I got the pup. I go on Tuesday to the specialist.
So if you want to be mean to the ladies, I can drop the wrench and let them have you for a minute.
Oh, we wouldn't have to kick him out. It's just fun teasing the heck out of him.
Yeah,
He could be mean.
I want to see who would be the first one to drop the hammer on him. Rambi says she knows karate.
I do.
What degree of black belt are you?
I made it to Red 3, just right before my black belt.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I injured my knee doing a flying sidekick, but when I was over in Wales, I brought home a gold and a bronze.
Ladies,
The bronze
look
was
out. He just become bait.
look it.
Solo just become bait.
I'd always have your back, Vicky. I just want Robin's feet. Don't want Robin's feet to get cold.
It's a Red 3 belt, turning guns. It's right before you
Tang
go.
Sudo Mudakwan.
Huh?
He was asking what type. I said Red 3, Tang Sudo Mudakwan is the type of karate I was doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's different than ninjutsu.
Yep. It's not jujitsu. It's not taekwondo.
Solo, you just become a bait fish.
That's Korean. Very good. Yes, it is. Turning
Yeah,
on.
it is Korean. If Jody's in here, I feel sorry for Solo.
That's why he's solo.
Yo.
Boy, shoes are being thrown all over for solo.
Solo's getting hit by shoes.
Sure is.
I want to see if he gets timed out.
Oh, Jody's live. I love Miss Jody.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna give him back his wrench. Until next time.
He deserves a wrench.
Oh, that's good. All right, everybody. I'm going to end this tonight. And
Thank
let's
you for
go-
having me, Evid. And
Hey,
thank
let-
you for doing that itty bitty.
Oh, you're welcome. Everybody, let's go over to Panchi and Jody's and say hello. Avid sent you or whatever, and let's have a good night. Let's enjoy it. Let's encourage Jody to catch another couple twin hogs, and we'll see you later.
Thanks again, Evid. And go to the community page, ladies. Let's get on to that tournament.
I'll be getting that set up tonight, and I will be doing a small video on it.
Awesome. Thanks again. Thanks, everybody, for coming in and giving me the support.
Come on. There's a thing. There it goes. My arrow.